What is going on, everybody? My name is Nick from MWK-Pop, and I want to welcome you to the first well, not the first, but it's been a long time since I've made an episode of the Hot Highlights. In this episode, I have got my top 3 releases of this week, of course, and I'm going to point you in the direction of some album tracks that you should listen to. So let's get it started right now. We are going to kick off the show with the first segment, which is, of course, my top 3 releases of the week. This last week, we saw a number of releases from some moderately popular groups. You definitely know who they are and all of that. Also, we had Guy-In, who released a song as well and just about made the internet explode. So let's find out who the top 3 are, starting with number 3 right now. As you just saw right there, number 3 is Boyfriend and their song Bounce, coming off of their Boyfriend in Wonderland album, I should say, which is and the video itself is very, very, of course, inspired by Alice in Wonderland, which I think is fantastic, and the visual style of this differentiates itself from everything else that seems to be getting released these days because, of course, what appears to be the popular visual look and style that everyone is going with, all of the boy groups especially, is that hip-hop look. And while the song itself is hip-hop influenced, the video and the visual aspect of it is not, and that is one of the things that I love about that. This is what makes this song really good, in my opinion, is the visual style. Now, the song itself, it's hip-hop style. It's what is the general trend that has been, like K-pop is in at the moment. And Boyfriend has been doing this for these couple of songs for the last 2, 3, 4 releases, something like that. And, while hip-hop is, the thing that is popular, Boyfriend does just enough, or the, composer and writer of this song has done just enough to make this, an easily recognizable Boyfriend song, where if it comes on and you've listened to it before, you're familiar with Boyfriend as a group, you would know that this is a Boyfriend song, and you can relate to it. You can just make that connection. This is Boyfriend, and this is the song this is that Alice in Wonderland music video, because the visual and the song combined together makes it very, very memorable. And that's a good thing as far as promoting this song. So Boyfriend and Bounce is my number 3. Let's find out what number 2 is right now. Coming in at number 2, as we just saw, is Stellar and their song Fool, which is a response to all of the criticism that they have received as a group for their sexy concepts, the overly sexy concept and style with the dance moves and all that stuff that Marionette was, and then also probably a little bit that they got a little bit from their song after that called Mask. And I love the fact that this is a kind of a response to all of that sort of music video and song, because in the K-pop industry and all that stuff, we see a lot of groups or a lot of companies, reacting to criticism by saying, oh, no, we didn't mean it. I'm sorry, fans, that we offended you. We will change it in the future. Whereas Stellar and the company, or the company behind Stellar, has decided, you know what? We're going to stand up to them and say, like, hey, look, we can do sexy just like we did with Marionette and Mask, but we can also do cute as well, as they've done with their, debut song and all of this other stuff. And they combined it into this song and said, look, we're going to do both of them in the same music video. What are you going to say about that? Are you going to be mad about it? And I really like it. I mean, this is a very, very good song. And, as a commenter on a recent comment on the music video, my music video reaction said that if this was a song that was performed by, like, say, a more popular group, like their example specifically was A-Pink, that this song is that good that it would get more attention and, would win music shows. But the fact that it is Stellar, and, Stellar is a group that nobody really knows about, or they don't care too much about, that it's not going to be getting the attention that it deserves. And I do agree with that. I mean, the song is pretty good. It's a really laid back song that you just gotta sit there and you listen to, and you just take in and enjoy. And that's fantastic. Those are sorts of songs that we need sometimes every once in a while to break out of the, the pop song trend. Well, not the pop song trend, because this is pop music, of course, but the sound that pop music tends to take on. So it's good to hear something different, a bit laid back, taking a step down from the intensity of normal pop music. And Stellar and Fool, fantastic. So that leaves us with the number 1 of the week. So who could that possibly be? I'm pretty sure you already know, but I'm just gonna have to leave you in suspense for just a second. So let's find out who it is right now though. And it should not come as any surprise to you that Gain and her song Paradise Lost would be my #1 song of the week. And if you've seen my music video reaction to it, it isn't really it's my first impression of the song, so it doesn't have the full, analysis and all of the thinking that I've done about it after listening to it more and watching the music video more. As I've done that and seeing people's comments and stuff around on the internet and stuff, I've come to realize more and more things about the song and music video that I didn't pick up in the first time that I listened to it. Now, of course, the first time in my music video reaction, I picked up some of the symbolism in the video and the song itself, and well, not mostly the video because the song is a bit difficult because it's all in Korean and I don't understand it, but it picked up the whole thing. It's kind of, and that is what I really love about it. So let's start and talk about the video, right? Of course, Gain has been known for her provocative music videos that she's done in the past, which have gotten her banned from TV quite often. And I made a comment in my music video reaction saying that, I said that it's a shame that this is going to be banned from TV and it's going to get buried because, of course, if you, as a pop song, if it's not getting attention on the media, people will forget about it quickly. We as K-pop fans like to talk about who is relevant and who is not all the time, and without being in the spotlight, this song will drop off. Now, after a week since it's been released, or the first week of release, it's still on air. I'm just waiting for the moment that somebody somewhere complains to a broadcast station, and then the broadcast station's response is, of course, going to be, well, now you're banned. We can't show it on our show unless you make some serious changes to it. It hasn't happened yet, which is good. I don't think it will, because you consider that this is a 15 and up, or it was rated at least for 15-year-olds as a I don't know, a maturity rating or whatever that they gave to the song and video, which is a lot better than what she's gotten in the past on other releases. So that is fantastic. The sexuality and all of that is contained within the music video ties into the overall meaning and symbolism in the video itself, which is awesome. And of course, the sexuality in the video itself kind of translates into the sound of the song as well, because it is a very sensual and sexy kind of song. And again, like I said, with the visual aspect of it, it ties in to the entire, symbolism and meaning behind that song. And, that's fantastic. So the meaning of it, what exactly is it? At the very base, though, this is a retelling of the Adam and Eve story, where Gain herself she is playing the role of that serpent that tempted Adam and Eve into, eating from the forbidden fruit from the tree in the garden and all that. I'm not terribly familiar with the story anymore. It's been a long time since I studied it at Catholic school. But the sensuality of the song, the sexuality in the video, all of that sort of stuff, all of the provocativeness in the audio aspect and the visual aspect of it, all ties into that whole, she is the tempting serpent of I don't even know exactly what, but that is basically the base, the very bare minimum analysis of it that I'm going to give. So that is what really sets the song apart for me than any song this year so far, is that this is much more than just a song, right? It has a meaning and some sort of value to it, besides the fact that it is a good song and it's got good style in the video, which is great. So those are my top 3. Gain, of course, #1. We've got Stellar in at #2, and bringing it up at #3 is Boyfriend. Now it's time for us to transition into some of the album tracks that I think you should listen to. So let's get straight into that right now. Now that I have shared with you guys my top 3 releases of the week, let's talk about some album tracks that I would like to push you in the direction of that I think that you need to listen to, because and I do this because album tracks sometimes are not something that a lot of people listen to, especially if you're not a particular fan of the group or artist that is making this entire album. So let's get started with my first suggestion, which is Gain and the song Guilty off of her newest album. Now, it's really hard for me to pick a single song off of this because I'm limiting myself to picking one song off of this album, because if I didn't, I would tell you that you need to listen to every single song on this album. And the reason why I'm choosing Guilty is because it is it hits one of the things that I really like when I hear a song is that I like a good bass guitar riff. You know, I really like a good bass guitar line, and this song has that. It does. And it's not buried under musical layers. It is like a very prominent bass track, and that is fantastic. A lot of times, that bass guitar gets buried underneath a bunch of musical layers, and it makes it very hard to hear sometimes. But this one, they're not afraid to show it off and play it for you, so you get to hear it as well. Also, in a contrast to some of the other songs on the album, this falls towards like the middle or bottom scale of how because I was gonna say that this is kind of a light song to listen to. It's not so like deep and heavy and like kind of in your face or anything like that. It's kind of light. It falls in the middle of that range where Paradise Lost would be kind of like the top range of it, where this Paradise Lost is a deep, heavy track, and Apple and one other song which I can't remember, I don't know the name of it off the top of my head, will be at the bottom of that scale as far as light. So this would fall in the middle, number 3 or 4, because it's a 6-song long album, which is good. I like that it's different from the song that like everybody's going to listen to before they go into the album, if they even listen to any of the album songs. So it's going to give somebody a bit of a surprise in what they're listening to. Now, speaking about surprises, that is a perfect segue that I totally planned into the next song for Madtown, and the song called, oh god, the Korean, I'm just going to skip it, but it comes after what is even the name of the title of the song? It's the third album on the track, third track on their album, following the promotion song called, I can't remember what it was. Anyway, this song is more of a ballad. It's not more of a ballad song. It is a pretty serious ballad song. And for me, as someone who's not very familiar with Madtown as a group, I'm expecting a hip hop song, because these guys are a hip hop group. Their promotion track was very, very hip hop. The beat to the music track to it, so very, very, very hip hop. But this song that I'm talking about is completely different from that. It's a ballad song. It's a huge change of pace and all of that from, what I would be expecting and what I'm familiar with Madtown doing. So that is good. And that is the reason why I do have to suggest this, because, the only reason really that I'm suggesting it is because 1, it's a pretty good song. 2, it's hugely different than what you would probably be expecting them to hear or be doing. Now, we gotta move into my last and final suggestion, and that is the song White Day from Boyfriend. And this is a perfect time to bring this song up, because then what was it? At the time that I'm recording this, was a day or 2 ago, was White Day in Korea, which is Valentine's Day, where the guys give gifts to the girl, or the guys receive gifts from girls. I'm not sure. The guys receive gifts from girls. That's the way it is, I believe. Unless I'm wrong. I'm probably wrong, because what do I know? But anyway, White Day is kind of a return to Boyfriend's earlier style of music, where kind of more of a cute style and all of that, which is good. I like it. And of course, there's a big contrast from the hip hop style and sound that they've been doing for the last few releases, which I do appreciate that, they're not like, they're not going like, we're completely changing to being a hip hop group or, hip hop influenced group. We are using that as a way to promote our albums, because that is the popular thing, and we're still doing the thing that we, debuted and are known for as, being a semi-cute boy group, and they're sticking with that. They're doing it. They're not changing it, and White Day is that song on this album, which I think is absolutely fantastic, and I love it. I definitely suggest that you listen to it. It's a really good song, in my opinion, and like I said, I do like that it's different than, what they've done with Bounce, or with the sound of Bounce, so that's good. So those are the 3 suggestions that I have got for you guys. If you have any other album suggestions, please put them down in the comments below. Any songs off of albums, put them down in the comments below so that other viewers can go and check those out as well. So that is all that I have got for this episode of The Hot Highlight. I do hope that you enjoyed it. If you have any questions or comments, or you want to say something, some feedback on what I said, put it down in the comments below. I really do want to hear what you had to say. Let's get some discussion on the last week of releases going down in the comments below. So that is going to be it for this video. As always, I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.